A person who is doing research effectively also needs to have good communication skills. They have to take all of the information they are collecting and decipher through it. They then have to go through the information and decide what they want to communicate to the audience. There are two major groups of research. Lehman and Dufresne state that secondary research provides information that has already been created by others. Some examples of secondary research are printed sources such as books, magazines, and periodicals, or electronic sources such as websites, blogs, and online journals. Lehman and Dufresne define primary research as research that relies on first-hand data, such as responses from pertinent individuals or observations of people or phenomena related to your study. Observational studies are when researchers observe and then use statistics to analyze certain situations. Experimental research is an experiment that keeps everything constant throughout the entire experiment except for one variable. And surveys are done to see what responses people will have to a question. When doing surveys, it is important to check the validity of the data as well as the reliability. You want to make sure that people aren't giving you false information. The paper Organizational Models of Effective Communication by Revathi Turaga states, "The message is the actual content of communication, the information that is passed on between the speaker and the listener. For effective communication to happen, one needs to get the message across right, which means one needs to be clear on what to convey." So make sure you know what message you're trying to send to your audience, and what information from your research do you want your readers to know. Turaga also says, before speaking, ask yourself whether what you are trying to convey is fact. Is it data? Are you being honest? Did you research this for knowledge, and are you sure this is accurate? It is important to make sure when communicating the results of your research that all of the information is accurate and true, and that you're not being biased. The article Organizational Models of Effective Communication also says, most times, half the things we say are not imperative, not needed for the conversation. When communicating your research to others, it is important to make sure that you're not including information that isn't necessary. There has to be a cutoff somewhere. It's important to put parameters on your research so that you know what to include. Your job as the researcher is to be able to communicate your research to an audience. If you're not able to do this, then the audience may not be able to understand the material you're giving them, and your message won't be portrayed.